Hey y'all, here to vlog about Bad Girls Club Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 7. So let's get to it. It starts off with Stephanie, Paula, and Jen, and they're talking about Jen and her anger issues, and Paula is like it seems like Rocky knows how to push your buttons or whatever, and they flash back to the scene where when Rocky first came in the house, Jen had like a stank look or whatever. So like basically Jen already had this preconceived notion about Rocky. But when Jen did come in the house, she was the first to say that she has a bad vibe about the new girl. But I honestly feel like because Jen is new and then, Rocky is new, I guess Jen felt a little intimidated that Rocky would probably steal her shine because when Jen walked in the house, all the girls like gravitated towards her. But when Rocky walked in, everybody was like, okay, hi, how you doing? And Shannon was the only one that was like, oh, what's up? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So, Paula is like, stop letting everything she says and does get to you. Like, just let it go or whatever. And Jen is basically like, well, I don't know why I let her get to me so much. I think that's why. Because you wanted to be, like, you wanted all the shine. That's how I feel. I mean, even though the girls don't really pay Rocky any attention or they just want to have a problem with Rocky just to say that they have a problem with Rocky, I really don't know. So then we move on to Rocky, Alicia, and Valentina. And Valentina is basically like, stand up for yourself. If you have to do anything, if you got to defend yourself, defend yourself. And the girls are basically saying how Jen is intimidated by Rocky, which I kind of believe. I believe it. I could believe it. So then we go to Shannon and Rocky. They're like the besties in the house. They call themselves Shan Rock, Shannon and Rocky. So they call themselves Shan Rock, and they're out in like the part of Georgia where all the gays hang out. And these guys are there, and they come up to them. They doing shots off of each other. They drinking. Like it was like my favorite scene of the show because I love my gays. Shout out to my gays. I love y'all. So they having fun. And I mean, even if Shannon and Rocky's friendship is fake or whatever it is, right now I'm liking their friendship. They crack me up. And it seemed like Shannon is like big sister. Like, she's the big sister and Rocky is like her little sister. Like she trying to mold her into a stronger person. So then we go to Paula and Jennifer, and they're talking about how Alicia and Valentina are being distant or whatever. And I'm like, y'all just always want to find something to just make a big deal out of. Okay, everybody's clicking up with everybody. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have a best friend in the Bad Girls Club. You could, stand alone. You find somebody you cool with, like, and I don't know, like Paula and Jen. Well, Paula is like, I don't want to say Paula is the quiet one, but Paula doesn't really fight like that. She bark on people, but she don't fight. And they just saying that they noticed that Alicia and Valentina is being distant. And I think a lot of the reason why they were being distant is because they don't really want much to do with Jen. Because Jen, the last episode showed her true colors, that when she drinks, she's a fucking psycho. So it goes to Alicia and Valentina. That I think they went to some club or something like that. And they're having drinks, they're enjoying themselves, but that dress Alicia had on, she need to not wear that again. It's that's not for her. And look, like my mother always say, just because they make it in your size don't mean it's for you. Boo boo. Don't wear that dress again, Alicia. So then we go to Rocky and Shannon, and they exercising or whatever. They're in the gym, and I'm noticing that Shannon is getting Rocky in the gym a lot. But she admitted that she got her in the gym for the simple fact that she wants her to up her not her stamina, up her strength and her up her strength and something else. I can't remember for the life of me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. But, you know, she's basically trying to show Rocky, you know, always be ready for everything, for anything. So that's why she got her in the gym. You know, she's like basically mentoring her, I would say. That's what I feel like Shannon is doing. Mentoring the girl. So, we get back to the house, and Valentina, Alicia, and Stephanie are talking about Jen and how she's a hothead. And, you know, they basically feel like they don't really want too much to do with Jen when she drinks or whatever. And I'm like, why are y'all still... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said I was tired. I'm like, why are y'all still talking about this? Okay, she's a hothead. I mean, the girl is grown. Y'all are all in that house. People do different things like when they drunk. Like, what can you do? And Jen is grown. She should be responsible for her own actions, not the whole house responsible for her. So then they're all in the house, and some half-naked guy comes there with like this basket-looking thing, and it's revealed that the ladies are going to Savannah, Georgia. Now, I mean, I don't really know what's in Savannah, Georgia. But one of them was like, yeah, we're going to go to the beach and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, a lot of girls are like, well, what's in Savannah, Georgia? That just seems like it's the next town over. I'm like, just shut up and go. So they start packing to go. And, you know, Shannon basically admitted that she's showing Rocky the ropes, you know, the game. Like, I guess she's teaching her, like, stand alone and stand your ground, defend yourself. And I'm like, hey, you know, Shannon is like, okay, young grasshopper. You know, just showing her what she needs to do. Like, you know, when these girls try to come at her, you know, how to react or whatever. So, hey, I'm with it. So then they go clubbing, their first night in Savannah. And the guy asked them to do like the scavenger hunt for $100, and he pairs them up. Well, they get $100 each, sorry, and he pairs them up into two different groups. Paula, I'm sorry, I wrote it down, but I wrote it as letters. Paula, Jen, and Stephanie were one group. Valentina, Shannon, Alicia, and Rocky were another group. So, you know, they had to do things like molest a statue, ask some random person for a condom, ask a random person to give them a hickey, you know, give somebody a lap dance, all kinds of things. Now, Valentina's group basically got everything on the list. And Paula's group is just like, you know, well, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm not giving this person a hickey. I'm not doing it. And I'm like, yeah, and y'all's asses is losing, which is exactly what they did, because Valentina's group, they each got $100. So while they're in the club, Alicia comes up to Shannon and apologizes because, you know, they had beef. Stupid beef, but they had beef. And, you know, Shannon's like, oh, okay, I accept her apology. But don't get it twisted. I'm not stupid. So she's like, I'm going to just keep my eye on her. But I accept her apology. It's fine. Whatever. So, you know, Jen and Paula and Valentina, they had drinks. But Jen says she's not as drunk as she usually is. Like, she's cautious. And, you know, Valentina is like, well, I'm proud of her. You know, she had her drinks, but she's not, you know, crazy or whatever. So, you know, I guess they're going to the limo or whatever, and then we go to Rocky and Shannon, and they're sitting in there talking, and Rocky is like, yeah, you know, we're a threat, and they scared of us. When we're together, we're a threat. And, you know, Shannon is like, yeah, and when things pop off, it's me and you, they're afraid of us. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't think they're afraid, but they do know y'all up to something. Like, y'all don't seem like a threat, but y'all do seem sneaky. So then we go to them the next day at the beach. And everybody's getting along surprisingly. Like, they're burying Alicia in the sand. They're playing on the beach. They're having a good time. There's like no fight, no argument, no nothing. But they went clubbing, and then they noticed that it is a division, like amongst each other. Like, you have Shannon and Rocky over here, and you got Valentina and Alicia, and then it is a division, but they still went clubbing. They had fun, whatever. So Paula and Jen are discussing Shannon, and I think Paula and Jen are like, they like hip to what Shannon is doing, but they're like, sitting back and just seeing what's gonna happen. So when the girls packed to go to I'm sorry, I am so out of it. So this vlog is gonna be a mess, so whatever. I'm tired. So they get in the cars because it's their last day in Georgia. And I want to make sure I got this right. Yeah, it's their last day. It's their last day in Georgia. It's their last day in Savannah. So they pack and they're going home. And while they're in the car, Shannon is talking. Like, her mouth is going a mile a minute. And Alicia is like, oh my God, could you just be quiet for like 5 minutes? And she just kept talking. Alicia is like, yo, okay, I asked y'all nicely to be quiet. Now, Alicia had already said that she was annoyed and didn't really want to drive back home. Now here come Valentina wanting to follow. Oh my God, y'all need to shut up, blah blah blah. And I'm like, God, whatever, Valentina. So Rocky and Shannon, they all get back home. Rocky and Shannon is in the room, and Rocky is like, well, my bed is in the pool or whatever. I don't have a bed. And Jen, she doesn't deserve to have a bed. So guess whose bed I'm gonna take? So Shannon is basically like, well, get comfortable in your bed, Jen, because you ain't gonna have it for long. So I'm like, oh boy, they gonna do something stupid. So Rocky and Shannon, they go to the gym, and again, Shannon is working her out to get her stronger. But then we get back home, and the girls decide to go to Diamonds of Atlanta, what is I think it's another strip club. And it was originally all of them, but Stephanie wasn't feeling well, so they all went without Stephanie. So while they were there, a lady came up to Rocky and was like, okay, are y'all paying for the bottle? And Rocky was like, no. So, all the girls got mad, and I guess they were like, I hope you don't expect for me to pay for the bottle, blah, 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 blah. That turned into an argument. So when they got in a limo, Valentina's going off like, I ain't no broke bitch. If I wanted to pay for it, I could pay for it. But don't buy no bottle or say you gonna buy a bottle and don't pay for it. And I'm sitting up here like, first of all, Valentina, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Her voice is so annoying. Her face is annoying. Valentina is just annoying. So she's sitting up here ranting and raving, talking about how she not broke. So if you not broke, bitch, then you pay for the bottle since you going so hard about it. Like, what does that have to do with you? Valentina annoys me. She gets on my damn nerves. So she going in, and I think Jen jumped in. And Jen threw a cup at Rocky. Rocky threw it back at her. So they started fighting, tussling in a limo. Somehow Valentina got in the middle, and then it ended up being, I think, Valentina on top of Rocky. And Jen was trying to get to Rocky, but she couldn't. So I think Valentina got out the limo. And then Jen got out the limo. I know Rocky got out and darted like up the damn stairs. And the rest of the girls was in the car barking on Shannon. So basically, when they walked in, Stephanie was like, what's going on? And Jen is like, oh, it's about to go down. She did this, that, and the third. Like, she ordered the bottle, ain't pay for it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, boy. So Rocky went upstairs, changed her clothes, and then she went back downstairs. And her and Jen was pushing each other back and forth, and they just started fighting. And then I noticed on this scene when they started fighting, it's like before they even fought seriously, one of the like security was walking right towards the fight. Like, he was right there. And I'm like, wow. But you could tell that they let the girls fight for a little bit and then they do something about it. I'm like, yeah, get your ratings up. So, that was basically the episode. Not much to tell. This episode kind of annoyed me too. Because it's like they keep talking about the same shit, like the same situation. Like, this whole episode was about Jen and Rocky's beef and them talking about Jen and worrying about how her attitude is, and then they're talking about each other and the cliques dividing it. So what? Get mature. Like, so I saw the first 15 minutes of next week's episode, and from what it looks like, Jen goes home. So it's gonna be crazy, but I'll be here to watch it. So I'll see you guys the rest of the week for more vlogs. Have a good night. I'm going to try to, because I'm tired as hell. Alright? Peace.